Hey Jack Squad and my YouTube family, what's going on? How everybody doing? This is really like a public service announcement. Go vote. Now, I have never did early voting. What I don't trust is maybe mail-in vote, but I like to walk in there. I like to walk in there like Martin Luther King and Abernathy and everybody else and cast my ballot, right? So a friend of mine called and said, hey, I'm getting ready to early vote. You want to go? I'm like, okay. I never thought about it because, I'm just waiting on November 5th, right? I know I'm going to vote. That I know. But I hadn't thought about early voting, right? And she was like, there's nobody there. It's easy breezy. Somebody else called and said it's easy breezy. Y'all need to go. And I went and early voted. I had never voted. Now, let me tell y'all something. Voting is different in every state. I voted in Ohio because I'm from Cleveland. I voted in when I was in Atlanta, and now I'm voting in Charlotte, right? I voted in North Carolina before, but I wasn't in Charlotte. I was in another city, right? When I first moved here. But it was easy. Now, I had a little difficulties. Thought I was going to have to call Al Sharpton them when I was voting in Decatur. But those people worked diligently to make sure that I voted. I'm talking about getting in their cars, going to the other place. I follow them. They did that. I did a video on that. They did that to make sure that I voted because I was like, oh no, this was a critical vote with Warnock and Stacey Abrams. I'm voting in this one, right? Well, I went yesterday, went in there and early voted. And so I did my Did my civic duty, right? I am rooting for, as y'all know, Vice President Kamala Harris. I am. I don't care nothing about her color or her origin. I care about democracy and freedoms. Something she is not trying to take away. Okay? I can get on the bandwagon. I stopped for a while even speaking politically because there's enough YouTubers and content creators and everybody that's doing it that can do a much better job than I. All I know that this is the most critical presidential election in my life. This is the most critical for everyone. This is just not specific to me. For everyone, this is the most critical presidential election ever. And I will tell y'all how old I am, but I ain't. If you know, you know. This is a very critical election. This can take us further or set us a century behind. I think the reason why I stopped talking about it is because I was really upset when Trump won. I couldn't believe that Trump won. I just could not believe. And a lot of us, black folks, do not vote. A lot of us are ignorant. A lot of us are uneducated to how the system works. Uneducated to the fact that our vote counts and our vote matters. Your vote counts and your vote matters, right? I used to hear when people didn't vote, they ain't gonna vote, put in who they want anyway. Now, early on in this campaign, I had a friend say that, and I said, you too old to even talk that ignorant like that. You just too old to be that ignorant, right? Let that go. I let that go. But now the rhetoric is he gave us money. He made the economy flow. For the life of me, do y'all understand the money, them little twos and fews they gave out during the pandemic was already set aside through Congress in case a pandemic happened. He just happened to be the president. And if you think back, he didn't want to give it to us. He didn't want to issue the COVID shot until he got it or supposedly got it. Listen, the man ain't for us. No matter how you slice it, how you say it, he is not for us. When I say us, I mean black folks, white folks, anybody that ain't wealthy, he not for. Period. And when I see people who people will follow, people that I like, which is disheartening, like Trick Daddy was at a Trump rally. Y'all know I love me some Trick Daddy. But this election has me side-eyed and thinking about friendships, any kind of relationship. Do I want to continue to patronize you and whatever it is that you're doing, because we are not the same. And for anybody black, I'm going to say this and I may not say it anymore because I'm tired of saying it, right? It's going to be what it's going to be. I believe in God. I know God going to work this thing out. That's how I believe, right? But I'm going to say this. Anybody of color, I don't care what color it is, green, pink, whatever your color is, you got to be a fool to put. First of all, he's a racist. That's number one. He might as well have a hood on his head, the white hood. Second of all, he's evil and demonic. Third of all, he's an idiot. That ain't nobody to run the country. He's an idiot. Now, if it had been another Republican, okay, I can see people, not deciding if they're going to vote Republican or Democrat. I can see that. I get that. But this guy, he's a felon. Did we forget about January the 6th? Like, I'm not even understanding. Forget about all the stupid things he said. Like, he was in Detroit and said, if you don't vote for me, America gonna be like Detroit. Why you in Detroit? He offends people and act like he don't know he's being offensive. He's not nobody I want talking to world leaders. This is not nobody I want to put my life and the country that I live in his hands. Y'all got to know better than that. And when I see people of entertainers, black entertainers, and they're supporting him, I don't even like it. It's stupid to me. And now I got to look at you a different way. I got to look, just like we looking at Diddy a different way, got to look at you a different way now. People are people, humans are humans, right? But this right here is critical because, and I've said it time and time again, watch The Handmaid's Tale. Now, I couldn't even get through the second episode. But what they're trying to do is set us back. I knew Trump was trying to set us back the last time he was in office. But now, with this Project 2025, he's trying to take us all the way back. And do you know who the first people going to be on the chopping block? The literal chopping block, the real chopping block. When we were slaves, when our ancestors were on the chopping block, black men. Black men, these are the ones giving him the most support. You dummies. Next will be us. It'll be the black men and women before it even be other people of color. We going first. Whatever rights, privileges, they want to take away voting. They want to doing things with the environment in urban areas or rural areas, right? I don't understand why these people with money think they are exempt from that. And let's say they are exempt. Your mama, your cousin, them, your relatives, the people like you don't have no care for humanity, because this guy and Republicans do not care about humanity. Let's just break it all the way down. They don't care about humanity. They are evil. And we have to vote Democratic across the ticket, right? We have to continue to vote Democratic. We have to continue. Because the Project 2025 is not going anywhere. It'll just be called Project 2026. They'll just change the number. This is what they want to do to us. They want to take us back to before we had rights. You mess around and be somewhere picking cotton. What I didn't know down here, I never thought about it, is that there are people, now if I got it right, if I'm wrong, forgive me, educate me down in the comments. But I knew a guy in South Carolina who worked at a cotton mill or a gin. Now, they don't pick it. They got machines now, right? But I just the thought of that you worked there, that was just amazing to me. Like this, you could find no other job. I don't know. It's just certain things in my head that I'm just not going to do and I don't want to participate in. And I know a job is a job. And I think the same person explained to me the difference between a cotton mill and a cotton gin. I also met a man who was to me, a sharecropper. See, there's a lot of things going on in the South, especially deep or rurally, that we have no idea of, right? And so I'm thinking, well, he's making good money. And he was not. He was not. So we're only one step away from slavery. I don't think anybody understands that. If you don't live it, you don't know. We don't want to do that. We want to be able to still vote. Women want to be able to do what they want to do with their bodies. I never understood how a man could tell you what to do with your body. I don't even understand why men are so invested in what a woman does. That's the part that gets me. Why are you so invested in what we do with our bodies? Down here, we got the Mark Robinson guy. He's the lieutenant governor now. I don't know how he got elected in to be lieutenant governor. I was not here. and now he is running for governor, and the vile, vicious, evil things that he says, I don't understand, right? Now, where I work, it's a lot of people that are non-melanated, and I have overheard some conversations. Number one, Trump wants to get rid of the unions. I work in a union, I work at a union job. It's just unbelievable to me that these people that benefit from the union job are voting for Trump. You can't say you're going to take away none of my rights and I'm going to vote for you. Then we have the people that say, well, I'm just ain't going to vote. I don't know which ones I hate worse, the black folks that's voting for Trump or the folks that ain't going to vote at all. I don't know which is worse. But listen, y'all, got to get out to vote because I'm getting heated up. You got to go out and vote. If you don't early vote, make sure you get in there November 5th and cast your vote. This is your right. And for us, black folks, we are standing on the backs of people who fought diligently and took a lot of abuse to get us the privilege to vote, the right to vote. Okay? You got to go out and vote. It's free. See, I never understood not voting. It's free. It's free. You pay $200, $300, $400, $500 to a concert, and them people gonna go about their business. Voting is free. Voting is free. Go on and vote. Now I'm gonna tell you something else by me living in different states and cities. In Cleveland, even though Cleveland, Ohio, I think is a red state, but in Cleveland, the polls are very near. You can walk. You can literally walk. Now here it's a little different. In where I was at in Decatur was a little different, but you can get to it. But 9 times out of 10 you need the car, right? But unless you just live right by a poll. But in Cleveland, every school, everywhere there was a poll. And also, I'm sure it's like that here. If you don't have a ride, there's a number you can call or somebody and get you a ride to the poll. Because I know people that are older just want to go on in there and vote. But even still, if you can't figure it out, early vote. If you can't figure it out, mail in. I just don't trust mail in because what if it drop on the floor? Somebody can't find it. I don't know what the procedure is. But, cast your vote. Do your civic duty. And let's vote Vice President Kamala Harris into the office of President of the United States. That's it. That's all. Y'all, thank you for listening to Jackie with a Q. And make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay? Okay. See y'all. And go vote.